Wow, that was a lot. That was just a lot. Okay, so it feels like that there's a lot coming in as far as what some may consider tower moments. Significant shifts, changes, whatever. Some of us can see these things coming. We don't know exactly what it is, but we have this overarching feeling of we need to prepare for something. I think for most of us, it's going to be financial. I know where it is for me, but this is something that everybody needs to kind of, this is a collective thing here, I feel like. So what is it that we need to, okay, so 7 of Wands. And you know, the rods, the wands, whatever, in earlier ones, they might, I think at least in this deck, some of them have buds on them. These are actually in blossom. So there's flowers on them. So that might be part of what we're looking at. Some of the blossoms look like they're being shaken off. So we might have a tendency to feel like we've lost something. But I think the thing that we're going to tend to do is maybe look at what's falling off as opposed to looking at, because you can see them on the bottom, they're kind of falling off, the blossoms and the leaves. But look at the main one. There's a lot there. There's a lot there that we're able to kind of move forward with. And we're going to have to rely on our current resources, not looking at what's fallen. And it's going to be different, but it's going to appear maybe the same. Don't lose heart. Yeah. Connecting to your inner child. That's very different. So I think in the traditional one, we're looking at 4, where there's that one hand trying to hand him the one cup. Whereas here, these two characters, they each have a cup. And we're losing sight maybe of a lot of what we have already built. I mean, this is not a half, this is most. So we have to be careful of our perceptions. Oh, this one's a lot. Holy crow. I'll do my best. But I think that there's a definite, yeah, there's a temptation. We're exhausting ourselves. We're being watched over from above, you know, and we might be trying to reach for things that we don't have access to yet. And we're going to have to rely on the current resources we have at our feet. We're going to have to do a lot of self-care. There's going to be a temptation to overindulge. So let's not do that. Yeah, let's just not do that. Yeah, so she's kind of chilling there. And there's some really ornate work on that apple. I don't know if that can kind of come through, but there's like filigree in there that's pretty impressive. So we're going to have to maybe look to our wisdom. Unlock that wisdom from within, and it might take a minute for us to do that. But it's definitely there. You know, we're going to have a tendency to lament. Again, relying back on what we have, not looking at what we've lost or what we feel we've lost. Like here, we have a lot that we're not yet seeing. So the high priestess, she can be very mysterious. But this is what we need to grab onto of what we have within us. That mystery side of self. Yeah, wow. All right, 3 of air, which is the equivalent to the 3 of swords. And what I really feel like is coming through on this is the birds are small. Those are supposed to be the swords, right? There's 1 on her wing and 2 on the branch. Let's note that these are all behind us. So let's not get paranoid and focus on what's behind us. I feel like we need to lift our gaze. Lift our gaze and remember who we are. Be accepting of the love of others. And look at what we have within ourselves. I think that's what's going to get us through. And this is the result. This is what we're going to find. We're going to find fulfillment. We're going to find that we have more resources than we realized before. And we're not going to be seeing those unless we went through this. Unless we went through this, we were not going to see it. Yeah, I think the things that we were focusing on were things that were not healthy for us. They just had that little bit of glitz and glamour. So there's a different, not necessarily a different direction, a different tack. You know, sailing term, right? You don't go directly towards that landmass. You have to go back and forth because of the winds. And it's about that journey that you have to take. And you think that that's your landing point straight ahead, but it's actually not. Don't get distracted either. Don't get distracted. So this to me says that this is a time for doing and taking action. And there are 2 hands. This is something that's almost like saying that yes, we have it within us, but we can't do it unless we have an outward expression of what we have within us. I don't know if that made any sense to anybody, but you know, this is a time of reflection here, but at the same time, I know this sounds a little duplistic, but there is a way to do both. And it has to be done in a different way. This has to be done in a different sort of way. Yeah, this is like the spark of love, the spark of something within us that's very deep. And it's divinely inspired, even though we might think it's coming from us, but it's definitely divinely inspired. So usually I don't get a lot of these money cards, but dang, right? And these cards can tend to be a little on the dark side, so not sure how that's going to work out. So money flow, hard work, putting plans in motion. So there's a building, there's a team, there's taking some time off to restructure, and maybe there's something about security, and I think that might be security of the mind. So notice that not all the gears are connected, and it's the biggest one that has yet to be connected. So it's going to take a little bit of effort, but I think if you understand how the gears work, that sometimes when you have a lot of the smaller gears, it might make it easier for them to turn. Once that larger gear is engaged, it might take a little more effort. So this talks about money conflicts. I don't feel that. Cutting corners is something that we need to avoid. When we do what needs to be done, there is the breakthrough. What we see as a pay cut is something that's defensive. You might feel like you've been fired, but you're not. You're going through the fire. This is a changing gears. This is changing gears. This is that engagement. Huh. So now is not the time for emotional spending, but partnering finances. And knowing that if you need additional counseling or guidance, the job that you have is either going to change, or you're gonna find the job that you absolutely love. That's that spark of inspiration. So this is all learning as we go. If you need to take additional education to maybe make this shift, this change, you can do that as well. And this is going to be your power play. Whatever it is that you're going to be coming through, this is going to be your power play. This is going to be your crowning glory. And these keep last. So I haven't used these in a while. So, wow. All right. Well, feels like you're going to have somebody come in that's going to be more like a caretaker for you, someone to help you with what you've got going on. And then the crowning glory is the sun, right? That's total fulfillment and being guided. Yeah, I know exactly what this feels like. There are a lot of times where I feel very, very invisible. And you're going to feel like that. You're going to feel like that's what's going on. But again, this is your shedding the things that you've thought that they were serving you. But this tower moment that maybe some of us are going through, this is that hermit, right? But don't give up, because there's a lot of mystery out there. There's a lot of mystery. There's things we don't see. And this is to find our uniqueness. This is our uniqueness. It's love of self. And there, a wise confidence and an unforeseen companion or supporter that you would not have been able if you hadn't gone through these things. This is something too that's going to be brought out. Is there's someone or something that's been kind of deceiving. Either it's within yourself, or if there have been people around you that have been deceitful. And they're going to expose themselves. Well, I hope that was helpful to someone. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.